The full official trailer for Season 11 Part 1 has officially been dropped. It's a really good trailer. There's so much good stuff to break down, so let's get straight into it. Of course, before we do begin, make sure you subscribe so that you are the first to see my videos. And I've recently announced that I've started a gaming channel that I will be uploading to as regularly on that one as I do this one. On the top right of your screen, a little drop down box will appear. If you just tap or click on that and then subscribe to that channel too, it will take 2 seconds and you'll make my day. It means a lot, thank you. And here's a quick sneak peek to the content you can expect on that channel of one of the first videos that I upload to it. Oh, look at this guy's level 1. I can show you. Oh! So first of all, if you think this trailer was completely ridden of anything to do with the CRM or Rick as you would expect in the final season, listen to this.
What is it?
Bad memories.
Of what?
What are the chances that these characters are finally going to reminisce about their time with Jadis? Remember, these two characters and Rick are the only ones ever to be attempted to be sent off and live to tell the story or remain in their show. Of course, Rick was taken in the end, but at first it was them three that had been attempted to be sent off as an experimentation walker at the CRM. Of course, these two characters have had their own unique bonds since they met, but what they also have in common is that strange experience they had with Jadis. As this is clearly from one of the first 2 episodes, it wouldn't be some big conversation where they come to a realization about the CRM, but it's here where you'd start to see little mentions of it and they'd start to talk about it finally. I spy with my little eye something beginning with H. Helicopter. I'm annoying myself by overthinking that, but just look at it, it is moving, it just is. Maybe it's a shooting star. Maybe Daryl's having a little bit of a wish. What do you reckon Daryl would wish for? More cigarettes. Nothing to see here. I've grown. I'm joking, I'm about to have a stroke. I mean, for once, a water tower is the centre of a scene. It looks like water's coming out of it. Anything can happen. Let's stare at it for a bit longer. Here we see Negan pulling Maggie away from something. It's clear someone or something has been hurt, and she's having to watch it while Negan pulls her away because it's what's best for her. That's usually what happens when someone is surrounded by walkers. If she had gone any closer, if Negan hadn't held her back, she would have got pulled in too. So this is someone that she knows being surrounded by walkers and they die. It's definitely not Herschel because that would summon a completely different reaction. It's gonna be someone that only she knows, and I do think it's just one of her wardens. It's a smaller character that she's gonna feel a lot of guilt about, like she could have done more. It's really good to see that Negan and Maggie are like that this early on. Then we see Aaron say to someone, so you're leaving to fight ghosts. And then Carol talks to someone, likely Daryl, saying this isn't a path you want to go down. And then we see Daryl has left and he's looking at someone. A Reaper. That dog looks familiar. This is Leah. He has gone out to go and look for Leah, but she evidently is a Reaper. What the fuck? That really annoys me. She's standing there with Dog. No doubt she's gonna be all weird to him, like, no, you chose to go and chase your brother, didn't you? Who's dead? I swear she walked out on Daryl for the most petty, most annoying shit I've ever seen. How dare you spend more time looking for your brother who's dead? You don't spend enough time with me, so bye. And now she's Darth Vader. I've got to say, Anakin did it a lot better than you did, you little stroppy girl. Daryl was with Dog for years, yet he's standing in front of her all smiley and shit. Dog, that woman ditched you. Don't look all happy, you should be with Daryl right now. There's a very big chance that she is Pope, the alleged leader of the Reapers who marked Maggie. Although we don't see this mask in this picture of the Reapers all lined up walking to the camera, that could mean she's a rebelled Reaper, just uses the Reapers' masks and tactics, or she wouldn't be involved in this march because she's the one that sent them. The thing is, from all we could possibly gather from the Reapers, it's that they're angry at society. They were angry at that, and so now it's the apocalypse, they take advantage of things like that. They're just the worst people. We heard Leah lost her son to walkers. She lost her friends, a camp, to walkers. Is that her reason for being a Reaper? For being a short-tempered, mean bitch? It just looks like she's going to end up forcing Daryl's hand. Yeah, Maggie behind you. Now, throughout this trailer, we see this Grim Reaper character. He is a Reaper, and I imagine he's going to bring a lot of the fear to part 1. That is genuinely scary. I think you get used to the walkers, but things like this is actually scary. I'd be out, wherever she is right now, I wouldn't be in there. I would have legged it by now. This guy jumps Gabriel and scares the shit out of him. Here we see Daryl versus a Reaper, which I needed in my life. He couldn't handle Sean Bean over here, so I hope he can handle Scream. This looks a lot like another one of those bloated walkers that we saw in Season 2, you know, the Well Walker. Right, what's that then? You better not have killed Dog. Unfortunately, this slowed down. We do see this Reaper stab or punch down with his hands at the ground, and we hear Dog's whine, and Daryl shouts no. I regret to say it, but I do think this is where Dog dies, which angers me to another level. I'd have to rip his stupid hoodie off. Guarantee he's got really long girl hair because he's a little lazy bitch. And finally, more on Connie and Virgil. I'm actually so excited to see more of this, because since Virgil first appeared, I wanted his story to be true. I wanted him to be a good character, a good person. And the fact that there's possibly a reason for their absence, apart from him being a psycho and being weird to her, is good. On the other side of that, though, it's because of the Reapers. It looks like Connie and Virgil are on good terms. They've both had to run away, but the Reapers have ambushed them. They've had to run away, and I don't think it's looking good for Virgil at all. I don't think Connie will die because there's been so much hype and so much build up for even revealing that she's still alive. That Virgil hasn't been weird, but I do think she'll be captured by the Reapers, which is strange because we know that's just, I mean, you can already tell that's not what they do, but that's what they will do for Connie. I do think Virgil will die or save her, allowing her time to run away. That's just how I see it happening. I don't think he will be able to live on after this. Remember, they saved Judith telling Daryl about where Michonne went for this. That's why Michonne didn't just kill Virgil. He's got a purpose still. We hear a voice say to Gabriel, "Don't be scared," and Gabriel says he's not. I do think this is almost a reflection of that episode in Season 6. In Season 6, Episode 12, Not Tomorrow Yet, where they attacked the Saviour outpost. Gabriel was outside and he put a Saviour down. It's very similar to that. Apart from this time, when we see that Gabriel says he doesn't care, I think going into Part 2 and Part 3, there should be some worry about how much he has that lack of care. Look at these new walkers, that is some shit out of Left 4 Dead. We hear Negan's voice say, "This is a death march, and you are the Pied Piper." I think he's talking to Maggie here, because after all, the Reapers are after Maggie, and she's almost leading everyone, but a lot of people are getting killed because of it. The Reapers are seemingly after Maggie, and a lot of people are having to deal with that. Oh no, Maggie, don't fall. That would be horrible if you died. Maggie has got to do a lot of things. One of them is some explaining to do. Now here she's pointing a gun at Negan and saying, "The woman who left isn't the same one standing here right now, so keep pushing me, Negan. Please." That's really funny to me because they both seem to be okay. I think it gets better a lot quicker than I thought even. But it's so funny to me that Negan is still trying to piss her off. It's one of those things that the comic universe timeline just never allowed. Like, this shot right here is way too similar to a scene in the comics that happens when Maggie goes to kill Negan again. And Robert Kirkman actually said later that he was going to have her kill him, but never did it. He couldn't bring himself to finally kill Negan, and he had plans for Negan. This is exactly the same. The way that ended was Maggie just had to walk away. She could never be in the same vicinity as Negan ever again. And Negan just walked off by himself and he still is alone. They could never be together. The show is having them together. It's a force. That just didn't happen, and now they're making it happen. It's a very exciting recipe to see the result of. This woman just can't stand him, regardless of how many times Negan is good to her, helps her. It's something in her. And just like at the very end of the Season 9 trailer where we saw Eugene and Rosita hide from the Whisperers, we get an actual first look into the Commonwealth and we meet Lance Hornsby.
Hello, I'm Lance Hornsby. Welcome to the Commonwealth.
And in more important news, you've got an actual announcement of casting. Pamela Milton has been cast. Layla Robbins has been cast as Governor Pamela Milton. She was in The Boys and played quite a high up power role. I think she's a really, really good choice. And obviously if there's a Pamela, there's going to be a Sebastian. But a lot of the Commonwealth stuff will actually start to happen in Part 2. I do see Part 1 of Season 11 more extended of Season 10. With the Reapers and Leah. Part 2 you can expect more with the Commonwealth. So for example, in Part 1, a lot of the characters are just going to be at their lowest point. They're just down, it's dark, the Reapers are beating them. But then by episode 2 of part 2, they would have arrived at the Commonwealth, and then by part 3, they will be living pretty much normally. It will be about actually making a life for themselves at the Commonwealth, overthrowing it, getting power of it. And then next is Rick. It just is. I feel like I've got to talk about the obvious now when it comes to Rick. I'm not saying he's going to join the show back. I'm not saying in the World Beyond he's going to join the cast. But I am saying that, I mean, it's pretty obvious that Rick is next, so stuff will start to lead to that. They're going to find little things that lead to Rick, lead to the awareness of the existence of the CRM. But overall, part 1 is looking really, really good. I really like that a lot of current stuff will be resolved by the end of part 1, and then going into part 2 is going to be about starting up the Commonwealth. Obviously, we've already got a few characters in there already, but when Daryl, Negan, Maggie enter the Commonwealth, and that's a part 2 thing. But what do you think? What characters do you think will die this season? Do you think Dog will die here? Is this even Leah? Let me know what you think down below. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you press the like button. It genuinely helps me out and will get this video seen by more people. If you like this video, then you'll like my other ones. Check out this one where I discuss the end of Negan. This is what I think Negan's fate is. It's very similar to a major character in the comics who had a very, very sad fate. And watch this one where I break down all the latest sneak peeks for Fear the Walking Dead Season 7. I break down all the latest trailers and sneak peeks and teasers, and Season 7 is looking really, really good. And of course, make sure you subscribe so that you're the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.